Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy and this series is called Wax Warm-Up Wednesday, and it's where I'm focusing each week on one vendor and I'm melting primarily from that vendor all week, and then I come back the following week to tell you a little bit about that vendor, what I found special about them, and some of the things that I melted. So this week I'm happy to bring you some chit chat about Empire Alchemy, which is one of my favorite vendors. And if I had to characterize them in one phrase, I would say master blending. They have unique blends that are really different from everybody else, and to my nose, very beautiful. So I want to talk a little bit about the wax first of all. They have both scented wax and body care. So the scented wax the type of wax they're using is a blend of coconut and paraffin. So Anna says that her recommendation is that we let it cure for 14 days. And that she recommends the use of a hot plate, although she says really any warmer should work for this wax. So what I typically do is I let all my wax cure about 2 months, no matter what the vendor. And I find that just is a good kind of rule of thumb cure time. I think every wax benefits from sitting for a little bit and kind of gathering its thoughts. So normally I do that I let it sit for 2 months, and then I have very good success with a lower wattage melter. I have melted Anna's wax in just about every type of melter, but for me I prefer a lower wattage, say this quickly, lower wattage melter, such as a Yankee centerpiece, which is about a 14 watt, or a Scentsy bulb warmer, which can be about 25 watt bulb. But those tend to be not as hot as, for example, an Ashland element warmer or a tea light warmer. Those get very hot. And to me, with this wax, with most waxes, those really hot ones, you might get a burst of scent, but to me it doesn't last as long. And I've really been enjoying letting my wax go all day. So in my home, I find that Empire Alchemy Wax slowly builds in intensity with the lower wattage melter, and then it fills the house. Excellent throw, and it lasts for at least a day, if not more. So that's what works for me. So if I talk a little bit about the business model, they have a website which is open all the time. So you can almost always count on being able to go on and order, which I really love. You don't have to wait for a special day. It isn't Hunger Games. Normally you are able to order pretty much what you want. There may be some beloved blends that on the day of a restock will go more quickly than others, but it seems that Anna will feed new scents in over the month. Maybe there'll be 2 or 3 days where there is newness, and then she'll announce that on her Facebook. I don't have Facebook, but I see that on her Instagram, and you're able to go on and choose new blends. She also does pre-orders, not all the time, but she'll announce when that's coming, and then you're able to go in and order unlimited amounts of the scents of your choice. She also does customs, and for those you have to get on a list in the Facebook group and be in a queue, and then you find out when your turn comes up. So similar to many other vendors, but I love that the website is open all the time. Also, I find her website very easy to navigate. She'll have her different types, for example, bag, loaf, scent shot cup, and then beneath that opens a page, drop down box of the scents, but on that page all the scent notes are listed. So for that format, so if you want scent shot cups, all the scents that are being offered in scent shot cup are listed. So I love that. I don't have to go find the scent list and lose time when I'm trying to figure out what I want to order. So I find it very well organized and very attractive and easy to get through, easy to navigate. Let's see, what else should I say? I understand she is very active on her Facebook group. I don't have Facebook, but she does post regularly on Instagram, and she'll list the scents for an upcoming restock. So very good communication. So I'll talk a little bit about the different formats that she offers. She has both Empire bags and Alchemy bags. So the Empire bag is the larger of the two, which I believe is 8 ounces, and always very attractive shapes. And then there's the smaller bag, which is more like 4 ounces. And again, beautiful colors and shapes. I don't know if you can see that. This is Mermaid Tonic. And if you see the little shells. So they're always very attractive shapes. And I like that there's a choice of size of bag. She also offers donuts, double donuts. So they come in the bag. This is Naughty But Nice, which is a Lord of Misrule blend. And the donuts are in there back to back. And aren't the colors beautiful? So you have 2 donuts, and these are really easy. This whole donut will go into a Yankee centerpiece cup, which can hold up to 2 ounces. And then that'll go for almost 2 days. So easy peasy, which I like. Very attractive and easy to use. She also, this is maybe one of her signature shapes, these waffles. So here we have Pear Cream Ale. Oh, that is gorgeous. And these, look at the layering of colors. And then you get 2 waffles in a bag. And again, they come back to back like that. And these are easy to cut up. So you could cut that in 2 or 4 pieces, whatever you choose for your size melters. She also does scent shot cups. So these are the 1.5 to 2 ounce types. And another thing I should mention in these, she will offer not only her house blends, but also experimentals. So I don't know if you can see that, if that will focus, but she offers experimentals. So these are scents that she's testing, trying out, and she'll offer them. And then what's our feedback? You know, what did we think about them? And this is the Plumpy Pumpkin, which is very beautiful. And on everything, she lists the scent notes on the bag or on the cup, which I really love. So say pumpkin biscotti, pumpkin spice, banana nut muffins right there. So I don't have to go hunt for that. I love that. I almost always grab her experimentals because there's just always something new and interesting. Also offers loaves. So here we had charred woods, rosewood, and the loaf with the embeds. Isn't that pretty? Now I have cut into that already. It was larger than that. But she does offer loaves. That one is rosewood, smoked berries, ginger, and frankincense. Oh, that charred note with the frankincense, just gorgeous. And then she also does samplers. So they'll come in a bag like this, and it's full of a number of individual samples. So you might see those same samples. She's very generous with her samples. There's usually 2 to 3 samples per order. And this was the Cuddle Weather sampler. So I've gotten several samplers from her. There was the Element sampler where she had earth and air, wind and water, different combinations of those. She does earthy very well, natural, ozonic, watery. But then there was a bakery sampler. You know, sometimes a vendor will excel in natural scents, but maybe not in bakery or vice versa. I believe Anna and Chris do everything well. I got a bakery sampler that was just out of this world. So really very versatile in her blending. So I'm going to share with you now what I melted this past week, now that I've shown you all the different formats that the wax comes in. And oh, I should mention too, I do have a lip balm that I got from her. I haven't gotten any of the other body care, but this is vegan. So vegan lip balm, and it's very smooth. Very soft. This is in a lavender scent. Absolutely beautiful. And the scent has good staying power. You smell it for a while. I have another one in Plumpy Pumpkin. So I like these lip balms very much. And again, they are vegan. So this week, what did I melt? They were beautiful. I have to say I enjoyed everything here. And I'm going to save the last few at the end because they were particularly delightful. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can read the scent notes for you. So the first one was a loaf, and I'm coming down to the end of it, so you see another loaf with the embed. This was called Earl Grey Cookies. So it had floral tea notes, creamy biscuit, and cookies. So very much a tea and cakes blend. And to me, I got lemon in there. So when it says floral tea notes, I expect that might have been chamomile, but to me, I really picked up a lemon note. This was beautiful. So the tea and cakes, and then kind of a crispy cookie. And the tea note, tea can really be overpowering, but this was gentle and soothing, and it blended beautifully with the cookies. So that was Earl Grey cookies, and I loved it. Next up at nighttime, this was Sleep Tonic, and I believe this was a bag of shapes. So this one is Vapor Elixir, Sweet Peppermint, Vanilla Ice Cream, and Twilight Type. So Twilight Type is the Lush brand that's sweet lavender and tonka bean and vanilla. So this mixed with the peppermint and the vanilla ice cream, very beautiful nighttime blend, which could be very typical, but there's added that Vapor Elixir. So you got a little bit of kind of like a Vicks Vapor Rub, but not to where it was overpowering. It just gave it more coolness. So really beautiful. And that's what I mean about her blending. Another thing I like about her blending, sometimes with other vendors I have found where you get a note that'll be predominant, and then after a while another note will come out and another note, and that's fine, but I really prefer when the notes are all blended well and it becomes something new. And I think that Anna does that extremely well, that they all come, the fragrance oils come out at the same time, and I bet there's an art to that, and there are different melting points and burning points. I bet there's a lot more to it than we know, right? I sure don't know how to blend. Next up was the Wiltern, and this was, I believe, an alchemy bag, or this may have been an Empire bag, the larger. So number of shapes. This was Midsummer Night Type, which is citrus, herbs, earthy lavender, violet, cedar leaf, pine, moss, and forest. So earthy, foresty, mossy, and with that very herbal lavender, mixed with smoked vanilla and pink sugar. So if you were thinking, oh, all those green notes, Amy, that's not my cup of tea, but when you throw in the smoked vanilla and the pink sugar, it just turned it into a beautiful, sweeter, vanilla, smooth, foresty blend. Just gorgeous. So, a kinder, gentler, Hagrid kind of, forest note. That was the Wiltern. Really like that. Next up, and I believe this was donuts. This was Southern California Winter, and this was cotton candy, passion fruit, and honeydew. So what I liked here, honeydew and cotton candy, that could have been very sweet, but the addition of the passion fruit gave it a little tart note. So it was a beautiful blend of sweet and tart, and I enjoyed that. This had long-lasting, this was longevity, went on forever. So that was Southern California Winter. Enjoyed it greatly. Okay, then we have Into the Woods, and this one I just melted yesterday. So this is a very woody, aged teak wood, white tea, vanilla, and woodland berries. So if you think of that white tea and berries oil that you can probably get from a number of different vendors, but that tends to be on the sweeter side, and with the addition of the teak wood, not mahogany teak wood, just a gentle teak wood, it took on a very woody note, and it was beautiful. And then the vanilla smoothed that over, so I enjoyed this. And this was still going, I would say, 36 hours strong into today. So that was Into the Woods. Oh, here's a beautiful one. Beneath the Milky Twilight. So this is a Salty Sea Air blend. Now, Salty Sea Air and I have a complicated relationship, because when that burst on the scene, what was it, maybe 3 years ago, I just fell in love with it, and I melted it so much that I kind of burned out on it. So I've been staying away from it a bit, but this was so beautiful, so I really enjoyed it. So Salty Sea Air, toasted marshmallow, waffle cone, vanilla bean Noel. So you have that Salty Sea Air smoothed over by the vanilla, and then with that bakery note of the waffle cone. So this is really beautiful, very peaceful. My husband enjoyed this one a lot. And it kind of toned down that Salty Sea Air, which can take over the world. So you have to be careful with him. Then we have, these last three were my favorites. So this is Dagona Coffee. And this was, I believe, 2 of the waffle shapes. So this one was heavy cream, Cafe Vienna. Cafe Vienna is a nice espresso with a touch of cinnamon, just a touch. It didn't overwhelm. vanilla crumb donut, vanilla fudge, and sugar crystals. So when you hear all that, you might think, oh, bakery. No, not at all. This to me is a very gourmand coffee. So the coffee note itself, absolutely beautiful, like the richest espresso. And then that crumb donut and a touch of cinnamon that you hardly knew was there. And it just made it very gourmand and elegant and like luxury. This would be like your luxurious cup of coffee in a very beautiful dining room. So I enjoyed that. Dagona Coffee. And these last two, so we have Autumn Wedding and Winter Wedding. And these were both bags of shapes. So the smaller bags, like that is the Alchemy bag. So Autumn Wedding, this is sweet figs, fresh woods, burnt sugar, and wedding cake. So that's different, isn't it? So the figs, figs have a little bit of a biting note that I really like. If you think about the diptyque candle figuier, and it's got a tartness and almost a bitter, not bitter, but biting, a little bit of a biting note. But combined with the white cake from the wedding cake and then that burnt sugar and then the woods behind it. So I could just imagine being married and under all sorts of beautiful colored leaves from the fall, and that fig and white cake together just made for a really unique wedding experience. So I love that. Medium high throw and long lasting. And then we have Winter Wedding. So this is a birch scent. So you have cozy woods, white birch, vanilla, and smoldering woods. This was my favorite of everything this week. So medium high throw. It lasted 18 hours because I did 2 cycles in the Yankee Centerpiece. It's a 9-hour timer. And I could just see being married under birch trees and with the smokiness of maybe a wood fire, and then and the cozy woods and the smoldering wood. So you have the ember note and then the vanilla making it all smooth. So it was absolutely beautiful. If you like birch notes, it was soft and cozy and comforting. So those are the melts. Now I thought I had one more. I did. I wanted to mention this little sample. Okay, this little guy, just no bigger than that. He was in a little heart shape. And this was cranberry champagne. This guy had some kick. So I had high plus throw. And this is cranberry champagne, peach, crushed cranberry, and champagne with berries. Really strong. So I melted this in the little office off the kitchen, and it filled the whole house. And look what a tiny little guy. So that one packed a punch. And really one of my favorite cranberry scents of the whole holiday season. So that's what I melted this week. And just to wrap up, what do I think makes Empire Alchemy special? Again, it's the blending, the unique blends, the ability to create blends in all the different types of scents. So you have fresh, earthy, fruity, bakery, and she does all of those equally well. So I think it's really the mark of an artist to be able to do that. I like very much the experimentals. So she's trying new things and we get to comment on that. Lots of newness all the time and an easily negotiated web page. Excellent customer service. I have asked many questions of Anna. She is quick to respond on Instagram or on email, and very just a delightful person. I really enjoy purchasing from her and interacting with her. So highly recommend this vendor, and I hope she will be around for a long, long time. So thank you so very much for watching, and next week I will probably do rainbow melts, so I'll look forward to that. And please stay safe, stay well, and hug your families. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye for now.